Hey, I'm Marcus.
And I'm Nick.
We are working class nerds.
Cue the intro. That's right. We are Working Class Nerds, the podcast that gives you no information about your favorite information.
Today is Thursday, February 25th, 2021, and you can find this wicked, terrible podcast on all of the podcast formats. You can think it, you can find it. You can also watch me play video games Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays at twitch.tv/MarcusB814. You can also find the both of us on Twitter. I am at MarcusB814.
And I am at Nick Vern. That's NickVern. In this week's episode, we're talking about some upcoming games and movies that we're super excited about. Plus, of course, what we've been into and what we've got going on in the guild and all of the fun things.
And we are just the two of us tonight.
Yes, just the two of us.
Just
We can make it if we try.
Just the two of us.
It's fantastic.
You and I.
We're definitely
All right.
terrible singers. Let's stick to talking.
I can definitely talk. So Nick, before we get going on this,
Yeah?
I have one question.
Uh-oh. I feel like I'm not prepared for this. Go ahead.
You're definitely not. Do you prefer a burger or a steak?
Oh, see that? That is a great question. Because it depends on the quality of the burger, right?
So we're going to talk about a high quality burger and a high quality steak.
Oh,
You can't like I'm not telling you like
McDonald's
you're going for
versus
no.
high-quality
I'm
steak.
talking about like your own grilled burger, but I'm not talking about like a frozen patty you're
Yeah.
buying at Costco. I'm
Yeah.
talking about a quality burger versus a quality steak. What do you prefer?
Apples to apples. I think I would, if you're just like at any random day saying, hey, here you go. Make your choice. I'm picking the steak every time. Granted, I don't want steak. Like if you give me any one particular instance in time, I'm going to pick the steak. But if you're saying what would you eat like in a row a million times, like if I had to eat a burger every single day for a month or a steak every single day for a month, I'd probably go with the burger.
So I love steak.
Yeah.
Love steak. But if you said to me burger or steak, I would pick a burger because a burger cooked right is delicious and it's effortless. You can hold it in one hand. You can drive while you're doing it. You can get the grease all over your belly. It doesn't matter. Like a burger can go anywhere. Like a steak. Like
Yeah.
if I'm going to eat a steak and you're like, look I'm going to cook you a prime ribeye. I'm going to say, okay, I need 20 minutes to eat this thing because I'm going to be cutting little slices off, eating it, like maybe a little bit of butter on it, whatever it may be.
Right.
But like, I feel like a steak for me is like, I love steak. Don't get it wrong. It's my favorite. But if somebody said to me, burger or steak, I'd just say, give me the burger because it's the more convenient way to eat. And a burger cooked perfect is
pretty epic.
It may taste a perfectly cooked burger the way you like it on your bun, the perfect amount of mayo or mustard, whatever you do.
Yeah,
I think tastes better.
Sauteed onions.
Exactly, tastes better than a steak.
That's a great question.
Sorry. So somebody at work asked me that, and they hit me without me expecting it. They're like, "Hey, I got a question for you." I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." He's like, "Burger or steak?" I'm like, "Oh fuck."
See, this is
I gotta answer. So I gotta answer this, and he's like, "Yeah, burger or steak?" And I'm like, "Well, how like every day or right now?" And he's like, "No, burger or steak?" And I was like, "Oh shit!" And that's when I picked burger.
See,
because like,
I think your point of like right now or like every day is a good point because like a burger, like a steak, is really, really inconvenient.
Good.
It's great, but it's really inconvenient to eat. Like you're saying, like a burger, you can eat it one handed, especially if it's perfect. And it's like has the exact condiments you want. Like for me, I'd want some like fresh jalapeno slices on there, spice it up a little bit, get some crunch going, plus sauteed onions. A
See,
nice burger is nice. Yeah, see, like you can't do that to a steak though. Like if you put like condiments and
you
shit
can't.
on a steak,
No,
you
you
can't
can't.
do that. It just ruins
The
it.
only thing I like is we make like a homemade garlic butter,
Yeah.
and like as the steak is like when I flip it and I'm about 2 minutes into the cook, I'll put the blob of butter on it, the garlic butter,
Very
so it
nice.
melts on the grill,
Grill. Yeah.
and like the outside edge where it drips like burns a little bit.
Yep.
Dude, it's money. I'll give you a chunk of the butter, the garlic butter that
Okay.
I make.
Yeah.
And it's delicious. But for me, like I thought about it and I'm just like, a burger, because there's never, so I've said no to steak before. So like somebody will say, hey, you want to go out to dinner? Sure. And I get a pork chop or I get chicken, right?
Right.
But I've never said no to a burger ever.
I think
Somebody
you're right.
says, hey, you want a burger? Yes. Right
Yes,
now.
I do.
Yes.
Yes, I do. Yeah. It's a good point.
So, and so that is, you're going to go like, I don't know how your like relationship with your new coworkers are.
Oh,
If it's like,
this
if
is the
it's like
first thing
that-
that's getting asked tomorrow.
yeah, just walk in and go burger or steak. And they're going to be like, oh, well, what about, no, just burger or steak. It's just like the perfect question because, it's not like it's such a hard choice unless they're like a vegan or something, right?
No,
But like, it's not like pineapple on pizza, right? Because you either love it or you hate it. You know what I'm saying? But like burger and a steak, you're like, fuck, this is really hard. And I make my own burgers, so I figured out how to do the perfect ratio of, like, I'll buy a sirloin steak and I'll buy ground beef and I'll process it through my KitchenAid,
Mhm.
and then I'll merge them together and process them through the KitchenAid and like mix the meat all together, add the spices, add a little bit of cheese, add the bacon, fresh bacon pieces, whatever it is.
Wow.
And like I even bought a hamburger press, dude. Then I freeze them and I get awesome burgers anytime I want them.
Yeah. See, you can't beat that. That's like a cheat code burger.
No, it's
You
just
hit up, down, left, right, A, B, A, start, and got the unlimited money for that burger.
so I still have yet to find, like, I've been really trying to find like really, really, really high quality ground beef. And like everybody just sells ground beef. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's commodity ground beef. Yeah, they don't make prime. They're not going to take like a prime steak and grind it up. It defeats the purpose.
Correct. So that's why I make my own. So like I'll get a good piece of sirloin steak, and I figured out, like, the first time I did it, I did half ground beef, half sirloin steak. Terrible. The
It's too
burger,
much.
it was too much sirloin.
Yeah.
But I figured out it's a third, it's a third to 2/3. So like 2 pounds ground beef, 1 pound sirloin steak.
Yeah.
And I chop it up and then send it through that like meat crusher in the KitchenAid, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Wait until you have one of those burgers, dude. I've been doing it for a while.
I know. I
just
remember you
haven't
telling me
used
about
one.
it.
Yeah. And so burger, steak, that's the topic. I'm going to ask the guys tomorrow at work right away.
Yeah.
Anyways.
This needs to be asked across all platforms. Burger or steak. Next time you stream, it's got to be in the chat. Burger or steak.
Oh, you know what? I'll name it on Saturday night. I will name it the title of the stream.
Burger or steak. That's a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's a great debate.
the great debate. Anyways, Nick, what have you been up to other than being super lazy and not coming over tonight? Because I got fresh G Fuels for tonight. And just for the record, everybody,
terrible.
this is 2 episodes in a row Nick has blown me off by coming over. But anyways, what have you been up to?
Well, all right. Well, you can't just like shit on me and then expect me to not at least address it. So,
Yeah.
like, yes, I can. So, yeah, I don't know. I was just being a little baby back bitch and was super tired and was like, I'll just stay here. It's fine. And
Okay.
then,
Speaking of tired, do you find yourself more tired from this job than you do the other job?
it's a different kind of tired. So more, well, I mean, overall, no, but I'm more like mentally tired. And usually by the time I like prep for the show, do the notes, talk to you a little bit. Like we watched some game trailers before about things we want to talk about. But like now I'm like energized and ready to go. But like in the moment when it's like, okay, like I'm deciding, do I want to go over or do I want to just set it up here? I'm like, I'm still tired. You know what I mean? Like
Yes,
I've been taking a nap after work for like an hour and a half every day, and I'm still like wicked tired. Speaking of
that's
which,
why.
yeah, well, no, it's because I'll sleep like 6 hours at night and then be tired, and then get come back from work, take a nap, and then like do other stuff like laundry or just like prep shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, I see now.
You
All
see what I'm
right,
saying?
I do.
So um, speaking of which, work. If you don't remember or don't know, I work in a clinical research office now. So uh, previously, I've been doing mostly training stuff, and now I'm actually like reading through all the complicated stuff for the clinical trials that I'm going to be assigned to. I got some cool ones. I don't know if I talked about which trials I'm going to be on. So one of them is a spinal implant for people with spinal cord injuries. Like if they're paralyzed, it would make them
Wait. So is it the numbing one?
no.
Okay.
It's so like if somebody's getting like their discs fused, it's going to be a device that they slap in there to help facilitate like their nerve signals down their spine in that spot. I
And
haven't
it helps numb it.
no, it
It
helps.
like it tells your brain that it's not painful.
No, it tells your brain like if it's for people with like spinal cord injuries. So
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah. No, I actually know somebody that has this done. That's why.
I don't know. I see. I don't actually know. So I need to read that protocol, but I have not yet. So I don't actually know the full details, but I know it's an implant in your spine. But they can do different stuff. I don't know if it's a structural implant. Like I know sometimes they can just literally give you like a fake vertebrae in there, or if it's like I thought it was like a stimulator for people with spinal cord injuries to like
Yes,
to
this is
make
what this
their
guy
legs
has.
work before.
So my plumber,
Yeah.
that does work for me. He just had this inserted, so it's got like a little dial, and he can turn up the sensitivity on it, so like it makes the pain in his back go away.
Well,
It's
that's really
wild.
cool.
Yeah, so I can tell you about it more later, but
Yeah. I'm wondering if see, I don't know. Yeah, I'm wondering what it is. So we'll chat about it. So that's one of them. Another one is a COVID study where they put people on blood thinner after they are hospitalized with COVID because a lot of times COVID can increase the amount of blood clots you have. So it's seeing like if you give people a blood thinner for like a month after they have COVID or when they first get diagnosed, if that helps like reduce the amount of blood clots people get overall and just like help them get better quicker and things like that.
yeah.
That's kind of cool. Another one is a breathing like a drug to help people with like this crazy respiratory disease. That's not COVID. It's bronchiectasis. That's all complicated, but it's just a breathing drug. Those are the three for now. Eventually, I'm also going to be on like a Crohn's disease study, which is like when your immune system attacks part of your intestines. And an ulcerative colitis study, which is just another abdominal one. That one's going to be terrible because we have to collect stool samples. So it's Marcus's
Okay.
favorite thing: stool samples.
I love poop.
But anyways, it's a lot of reading and sitting at my desk, so my brain has just been like super crammed full of info every day. Because not only do I have to like read all this stuff for each study in terms of like what I have to do for lab stuff, but like what the patient has to do for visits, and then every study has like they call it a sponsor, where it's like the company paying for it.
Uh-huh.
And each sponsor has like different software that you have to upload everything into, so you have to sit through meetings for like training on how to use each software. And it's like everyone's different. It's like
Yeah, why would anything ever be the
all
same?
the same shit. It's no, everyone has their
Why
own.
would anybody ever go, let's make it all like a one cohesive ecosystem?
No, it's every company has their own shit. So and of course, in order to be able to work on the study, you have to be trained on how to use their shit. So I need training for everything all the time, and it's wicked annoying. So, in more fun news, I've been playing a lot of zombies in Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War with friend of the pod, Joey Feta, which is pretty sweet.
Joey.
Joey is better than me at it for sure. I am not great at zombies. I'm okay until I like start to try to get cocky and try to dodge them, and then I like think I can parkour my way around the map, and I'm not that good. And then I get down, and Joey like pulls a rabbit out of his hat and comes revives me. So
yeah, I am definitely not a zombies player.
yeah, you're not patient enough for zombies, I feel like.
No, I just have terrible aim.
That's true. That's why you spray and pray.
Exactly. If I can't sprint and try to shoot from the hip, I'm not good.
Yeah. Um. So yeah, we played a lot of zombies. That's fun because like they made it. It seems a little more complicated, or maybe not complicated, but like it has a little bit more depth to it, where you can go around and like you have the Ethereum crystals and stuff, where you can upgrade your perks and guns and um things like that in like outside of the game, so it ups your overall abilities with those different things that you're upgrading. Plus, like you can warp into that shadow realm, like the ether, the dark ether. Um, it's all kinds of cool stuff. I don't want to try to explain the entire plot now because it's really complicated, but it's really interesting. And now they just came out with a new version or a new game mode that I'm going to talk about at the end of my segment here. But so on Saturday, Joey and I got together with friend of the pod Al and played some Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes, which is if you've never played that, it's a game where one person's looking at a bomb and the other two people or three people or six people, whatever you want, have the instructions in front of them and have to try to explain how to defuse it. And it gets really complicated because we're like yelling at each other. And it's like 10 seconds. Which wire do I cut? Like, I don't fucking know, the blue one. Poof, explosion.
That's awesome.
It is awesome. It's really chaotic. So one of the bomb like puzzles, if you will, are broken up into little like modules. So one of the modules is like a blinking light that's Morse code, and based on what the Morse code says, like the people with the instructions have the deciphering thing, like what you know, the long blinks, the short blinks, whatever.
Sure.
And then it gives you a number, and you got to put the number in. So when I was defusing the bomb, I realized I can't tell the difference between a long blink and a short blink to say like a dash or a dot for Morse code. So I'm like telling them these things, and they're like, "That's not a fucking code. What are you talking about?" And I'm like, "I don't know." And then time's ticking, so I gotta wait for it to restart. And then I couldn't tell when it restarted or not because I couldn't tell the difference between one, like the pause and the blinks was longer or not.
Yeah.
It was like I felt like such a moron. So anytime there was a Morse code one, I just didn't do it.
It's wicked.
I was such a moron. It was so funny. It was not that I couldn't decipher it. It was just like I couldn't tell what the
I get it.
light
I get it. Yeah. When did you ever in your life ever have to look at blinking lights? Like, come on.
Yeah, I'd be like, is this one half of a second longer than the one before it?
And I'm guessing Al was amazing at it, right?
Oh yeah, he's fantastic. He's like,
because he's Bulgarian. This is the way we communicate in the whole country.
Yeah, everyone from age 3, you know how to know Morse code just in case you get sent to the gulag. Exactly. My baby cousin knows Morse code. What is wrong with you? I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
And of course, Joey's just over there pretending like he knows Morse code when he's in the same boat as me. He's like, yeah, Vern, what's wrong with you, you idiot?
Yeah, for sure.
So, anywho, I'm terrible at Morse code. Also, after that, we jumped in with a couple of Joey's friends, Yarden and Ethan. And Yarden, the most Israeli name ever. He and one of his friends whose name I forgot. So there were 6 of us. We were playing Among Us, which was pretty sweet. It is
so much fun.
It's way, way, way better with voice chat.
Yes.
Like I
playing with friends.
Yeah, because then you can tell. Like Al is a terrible liar, so he'd be like, "I don't know what you're talking about." I can immediately hear it in his voice that he's lying. I'm like, "Vote out." He's the imposter. He's like, "Damn it!" And then through some ridiculous like stroke of luck, Al was the imposter. I kid you not, like 5 or 6 times in a row, and over the span of like 10 games we played, he was the imposter like 8 out of the 10 games. I was literally the imposter one time the whole night.
That's funny.
It was wicked funny. I was constantly Al. We're like, what the fuck? It's him again?
That's wicked funny. It's again because they know he's Bulgarian.
Yeah, they know he's good at deception and
exactly
for escaping the gulag. You know.
Yeah, he's part of the KGB.
I'm gonna circle back to the zombies thing. So real quick, I'm current through WandaVision, which is absolutely
epic.
What's
WandaVision?
WandaVision's that show between Scarlet Witch and Vision.
Oh yeah.
I know.
Time warp.
I know you're not super into it. It's not really
I just
kind of
well, so just so you know, so I am going to watch it.
okay.
It is on the list because now I have no show. I finished Rebels.
Yep.
Um,
You finished Clone Wars.
Clone Wars I finished a while ago. But yes, so now that I have no show to watch, that will become my show.
Yeah. Well, lucky for you, there's going to be 9 total episodes. Episode 8's going to come out like tonight at 3 in the morning. So you'll have basically by the time you watch them all, it'll be
Oh yeah, the
you can just,
whole first season will be there.
yeah, you can just binge it, which is cool.
Well, no, I see. That's not how I watch shows. I'll watch one and just enjoy it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'd love for you to like ask me questions in between because it like
Like
slowly like reveals
kind of
what
how
the
I
hell's
did.
happening.
Yeah, I did that with I actually did that with Doc while I was reading the Harry Potter's books for the first time, and then um I did that with you for Rebels,
Right.
like play by big moments in the episode. So yeah,
Right.
I definitely will.
Okay, sounds good. And if anyone wants to chat about WandaVision, hit me up in the Discord, of course.
You know, let's do. I just want to shout out to all of our people in our Discord.
Yeah.
You guys are awesome.
Our
Like
Discord's
there's
fantastic.
like our Discord is blown up. There's so many people in there and everybody's chatting all the time. Like we might go a day or so where it's quiet, but then out of nowhere, Roth will drop some like weird, like crazy, I don't know what you call it. Like he called, I don't know if it's a meme, but he said Darth Maul is the only mall of America or something like that. And
Okay.
I was just like, where does that even come from? Get it? Mall of America, mall.
Yeah, MAUL.
Yeah, but
Got it.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. But like just silly shit like that happens in our chat all the time. And then Nick posted a picture today of his mustache, which is ridiculous.
Yep. The
But you
mustache
gotta
game
shave the beard.
is really
Yeah.
strong in the Discord.
Yeah, and you gotta shave off your beard.
No way. That's the best part. You keep the short facial hair, and then the mustache is just this ridiculous accent. That makes it even better.
Okay.
You can't go full hipster. You got to do half and half. That's what makes it ridiculous.
Sure.
So, anyways, the new zombies mode. So it's called Outbreak, and basically, it's like you were playing zombies on a Warzone map for Call of Duty, where normally the maps are smaller and it's like a multiplayer-ish size map. It's a little bigger, but in these new maps are way way bigger, like a Warzone style size, ish, and the zombies don't constantly go after you. So like as you're exploring the map and going around and like finding loot and finding where like the pack-a-punches and all that fun stuff, first of all, you don't have to open any doors because the map's humongous. And as you're going around finding stuff, finding crystals and gathering the supplies that are sort of the plot of the game mode, as the zombies notice you, then they'll start attacking you. But if they don't notice you, then they won't run after you. So you don't constantly have this giant horde following you around, which is cool.
Right, where the old zombies, you were like in a house
Right.
and you had to like board up windows and like stop them from coming in or you would die.
Right.
Where this sounds like they're planning.
It's almost more like The Walking Dead.
Right, they're putting you in a section of the war zone like the dam.
Right.
And you have to survive that area.
Yeah, you gotta collect like the energy stuff, and then you can, once you do that, you open up a portal to go to the next map. So you totally change maps, and when you change maps, the zombies get harder to kill, and more of like the boss style ones come out and stuff.
Okay,
which is pretty sweet. And then you obviously, as you go along, get more points. You can upgrade your gear and blah 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 blah.
Yeah, it's the same concept of zombies. It's just they're putting you in a bigger map, and it's like, is there a way to not be noticed by them?
Oh yeah, you can just like hide and not hide. I mean, you can. The point of it is to like go find stuff and like collect things. That's the whole point of the map. But you don't have to kill every single one on there, and there's not rounds of zombies. So like in one map, they actually stay the same difficulty to kill, which is kind of cool because it's trying to get you to accomplish your objective, not necessarily just survive like in a traditional zombies area.
Sure. Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I just downloaded it right before the podcast, but I want to hop in there and play sometime soon because it's really interesting. Seems really interesting.
Yeah, and just diving into this Call of Duty thing, because I just read an article that you can't, if you're playing Call of Duty Black Ops and,
Oh, I
and
saw.
Warzone,
Yep.
it's over 500 gigs. So if you have a PlayStation 4, you can't even play it on your system.
Yeah, you can't
Like
do. Yeah,
how are they going to fix this moving forward, right? I want to know, is Call of Duty not doing game optimization? Are they just piling on stuff and just saying, screw this, we're not optimizing the gigabytes, like removing shit to add stuff and like actually doing it? Just keep doing update after update and just like, oh, it's 100 gigs, so what? Screw these people. Because that's what it's starting to seem to me like.
yeah. Like
Like,
I obviously
and
I'm not a game developer, but it
me
certainly
neither.
seems like
Well, that's why
that's not the way to do stuff.
Right. That's why I can't wait. Jackie's coming back on the show soon, and that's going to be a topic that I want to talk to him about.
Yeah,
Because I definitely don't understand it. And I know that Call of Duty Black Ops looks a lot different than SWTOR does, right?
of course.
So there's a lot more pixels, there's a lot more going on, blah, blah, blah.
More
But
textures
right,
and
exactly.
skeletons and
Where
link to and all that fun stuff.
SWTOR is 10 years old and it's 100 gigs, right?
Right.
World of Warcraft is 10 years old and it's 100 and something, 120 gigs. Why is Call of Duty 500 gigs? Like, I know people that don't play Call of Duty anymore just for that reason.
Because the storage. Yeah, like if you have Modern Warfare and actually, if you have Warzone and Cold War. So let me backtrack real quick. If you have Warzone downloaded, that means in order to do that, you need to download the entirety of Call of Duty Modern Warfare,
That's correct.
which is why that's humongous. It's like 200 gigabytes by itself, ish,
Right.
and change. And then Cold War is like 180 or 190. Although I just downloaded like a 20 gigabyte update for this new game mode, so it's probably 200 also.
Right.
So if you have like your PlayStation, system storage, like your operating system or whatever, that's a 20 gigs or 10, I don't know how much that is. So yeah, that article is saying if you have a 500 gigabyte PlayStation, you literally can't fit both Warzone and Cold War on there.
Which is ridiculous.
That is ridiculous. That's
like
so much storage. Like,
right.
Why do you need the entirety? Well, I get why, because Warzone uses the Modern Warfare engine, but you shouldn't have to download the entirety of Modern Warfare, all 200 and change gigabytes, just to play Warzone. That's asinine to me.
That's correct. And, like Black Ops, I only have the multiplayer downloaded.
Right.
I was like, no, I'm never going to play the story. I'm not going to play anything else. I'm just going to play multiplayer when I play it. And yeah. I don't know, for me, and that's why I want to talk to a game dev, because I think it's just bad optimization by Activision Call of Duty.
Yeah,
they just don't care. Way. Yeah, no. There has to be. Look at all these other games, and they are not this big.
Right.
You know what I mean? I want to know, okay, how's one? What I'm going to do this while we're talking about it.
Okay.
How big is Cyberpunk?
Yeah, I'm curious to see how big is that download for Cyberpunk, because that's a ridiculously good look. There's a ton of graphics happening in that game. There's a giant world. There's lots and lots of AI running at the same time. So I'd imagine the storage for that's got to be pretty big too. I'll give them some leeway where that's only one game mode versus essentially 3 or
75 gigs. No, yeah. But they have a multiplayer, and yes, I understand. So, PS4, PS5, about 110 gigs. Xbox, PC is 60 to 75 gigs. Xbox and Xbox Series X, 60 to 70. PS4, PS5, 110.
There you go. That's like a fourth of Call of Duty.
Yeah, and there should be no reason why.
Yeah,
I just think they're on the no fucks given about that, because that'll take too long.
Right.
And, just saying, like, what sucks from, what I don't like about Call of Duty is really, truly, there should not be a new Call of Duty every year anymore. Yeah. They should invest in each game for 2 years. Can you imagine how dope Black Ops would be if it was 2 years worth of content?
Yeah, that's true.
Or even Modern Warfare, right? If Modern Warfare, Warzone would have been perfected by the end of the 2 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know.
And everything.
Right, and that is just a straight up, I don't give a shit about anybody's hard drive space.
Right.
I don't know. I'm not
Yeah.
a fan.
Yeah. It's a completely valid gripe. So anywho, in positive news, I'm super excited about that new game mode on zombies, and I'm probably gonna try it once we're done recording. But
Nice.
Marcus, how's it going, and what have you been up to?
Well,
Dun dun dun.
I've been rating my Monday night team has been off the last 2 weeks. We had a couple people that couldn't make it. Top secret information. I think the leader of the team is really hooked on that game Valheim.
Yeah.
Could you do me a favor and write that game's name down at the bottom, please?
Yeah,
really
sure.
quick.
Yeah.
All right, thanks. So we've been working on hard mode Duxon. Tuesday this week. So we did not do a lockout run because lately every week I've been getting a lockout to the final boss because that's what we've been working on. The raid leader wanted to get a lockout ourselves and go back and do the first 4 bosses. Excuse me. But on Tuesday, I drove to Pennsylvania.
What?
Yep. I drove to Pennsylvania. So one of my employees and myself drove to Pennsylvania to pick up a tool for my shop. So this tool, brand new, is $2,800. Oh, I meant at the bottom, like with our show topic.
Oh, sure.
All right, thanks. So while I'm rambling,
Yeah.
So this tool that I need is called an edge sander. It's big. It's a big piece of machinery.
Okay.
It's like $3,000 brand new. Okay.
Okay.
I found one online for $750, but it was in Pennsylvania.
Oof.
So I messaged the guy and we talked about it, and he sent me a video of it running, and he put his like name and date on it to show that it wasn't like this old video, right?
Right.
And I so it was like 4.5 hours away.
Ugh,
So
okay.
I calculated, I said, okay, what's it going to cost for my employee for that hourly rate for the day's pay, fuel, tolls, all that. So I figured it was about $1,300 day, right?
Okay.
I'm saving $1,500.
Yeah, and you figured, what would you let somebody pay you to go do that? $500? Just to
Yeah,
sit-
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's-
it was
that's- Long story
worth
short,
its
it's
weight.
well worth it.
Well worth it.
Yeah.
We didn't work in the shop that day, but it was actually awesome for me. Have you ever seen the show The Sopranos?
Of course.
Okay. Tony Soprano always had his own driver, right? He
Yeah.
barely ever drove himself. That's how I was. I sat shotgun. My guy drove me. I talked on the phone to customers. I wrote estimates. I listened to podcasts. I watched the Utini Cast live stream on Twitch. I stopped into a couple Twitch friends streams. It was fantastic. And I didn't have to drive.
That's sweet.
Yes.
Meanwhile, who is it, Justin?
Yeah.
Poor Justin had to drive for 8 hours.
9.
9
I don't
hours.
care. So to top it off, at the end of the day, I handed him $200 cash for extra to say thanks. So
that's cool.
Screw that. He made out like a man, and he didn't have to work.
Yeah.
He just drove. Oh, and in Pennsylvania. Okay, so you can't make this shit up.
Okay. Did you stop at a Wawa on the way?
I did. So I'll get to that in a second.
I love a Wawa. Go ahead.
Dude, they had like this like grill, and they were like cooking like peppers and onions and breakfast sandwiches. Dude, it was the craziest convenience store ever. Anyway, so we're on our way back. We stop at a gas station, and I go in there and I pay for the gas. And I wanted to see if they had G Fuel. They did.
Okay. Of course.
So
It's
I'm walking. I
Pennsylvania.
turn around. Yeah, well, whatever. It's whatever.
Okay.
I turn around. There's a slot machine in the gas station.
Wait, a real one?
Yeah, like a real slot machine. And it said we no longer take dollar bills, 5s, 10s, 20s, and 100s. And
damn, it's like a high stakes slot machine.
And I was like,
big money rollers.
I was like, huh. So the one bet is $1, or
Okay.
max bet is $5.
Okay.
I looked at my wallet when I was paying for the drink that I was getting. I was like, I got a $5 bill. Oh, well, I wheezed my way over there,
Shuffle,
stuck the
shuffle, shuffle.
$5 bill, hit max bet, and ding, 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 ding. I won $50.
Are you kidding me?
Nope. So I was all excited, and but
What
yeah,
are
I
the
was
odds?
like, no, who knows? It's
That's
a gas station slot machine. I'm pretty sure the odds are never in my favor. Anyway,
That's fantastic.
well, I came home, so I was so excited. I was talking to the kids and the wife on the way home, and I told them, and Julia was like, "Oh, that means I'm gonna get a new Barbie." And I was like, "What? I won the $50." She goes, "No, I won it."
What?
So I came home and I gave her, Carrie the $50,
Right.
and they went to Target and they all got something. Thanks, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that's sweet.
But anyway, so we did that. So that was Tuesday, and then I got home at like 8:08 p.m.
Yeah.
I start rating at 8:30. I stream, so I start streaming. I'm rating because, like, you know me, I'm very like I don't want to say time conscious, but I live by a repetition.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like things that are out of sorts. Like, I can do spur of the moment, but like if it's scheduled, it's scheduled. It's
Right.
just the way I am.
Right.
So anyway, so I'm streaming, and then I forgot it was Doc's wedding in Final Fantasy 14 with his
Oh.
wife. They were getting married in game. There's like this whole ceremony thing you can do.
That's cool.
Yeah. And it basically obviously they've been married since they were like 18 years old, right? So they basically renewed their vows. It was nice, but I had to cut out early rating to go to it, which is great. And it was interesting, but a level of detail that Final Fantasy put into a wedding for like people, that's got to be a lot of work. And a lot of people must do it.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure there's like achievements for it and stuff too.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
So there's that, right?
That's cool.
Yeah, so we're still working on hard mode ducks, and I'm between me and you. I kind of hope the raid leader next week just says, let's get the final boss lockout. Because honestly, if we had the final boss lockout on Tuesday, we would have beat that boss this week. It would have been over. Game over. Like, we would have been moving on to the next operation. Because the team is so intertwined. Like, we're ready for that fight, you know?
I do.
I've never done a dark side character ever.
Oh, I know. I was in one of your streams where you were choosing dark side options, and it was pretty awesome to see your like soul get crushed a little.
Yeah, so I've never done light side on both Republic and Imperial. All my Marauders are all light side. Everybody is light side.
Yeah.
And so I'm 5 of 8 class stories complete. So I'm working on the Trooper right now. After that, I'll just have the Counselor and the Inquisitor stories left. Huh? Yeah, Sorcerer, Inquisitor.
Yes, same thing.
Yep. Those are the last 2 I'll have after I finish this one. And everybody says that the Trooper story is meh. And I was like, well, I've never done it, so I'm going to enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I decided I'm going to go full dark side. And you're right. Like, some of the decisions is just cringeworthy. I'm just like, ugh, that doesn't feel good.
Right.
To do these decisions, because it's not my personality at all. It's like going against everything that I usually do in the games. But it's actually really fun, and I'm actually making like my companion is Jorgen, and every time he speaks on stream, I'm just like, shut up, Jorgen. Nobody wants to hear it. And I'm actually enjoying it, and I'm going to be honest, my Saturday night streams have become like one of my favorite nights to play, because I'm doing something that I don't normally do, and I've never seen these stories before. So it's all new to me. And I'm actually enjoying like that, and like the banter of the chat and everything.
Yeah, because it's a little more. You don't have to focus so much on your raid or whatever on the other nights. You can stop and look at the chat, and it's a lot more casual. So you get to engage with the community more. I'd imagine, anyway, right?
Right. Um. Then, speaking of stream,
Mm-hmm.
it's actually I'm loving it so much, and even my family at home is starting to embrace it. Julia came on my stream last night. My wife asked her, "What do you want to do tonight?" And she goes, "Is Daddy streaming?" And she said yes. And she goes, "I want to stay up late and go on his stream."
Well, that's
And
cool.
Carrie was all for it. Carrie sat on the couch in the basement, and I started to stream. And Julia hung out on the stream for like the first, I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes. And in my house, I'm actually getting some support for this. Like at first, it was like, "What are you doing?" But now it's like, "Okay, it's stream night. Like, have a
This is
good
cool.
stream." Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Um, so which is a cool feeling for me, and I'm loving it.
Yeah.
And like everybody that's watching, I'm so thankful that they're watching. I'm so lucky. The community has grown so much, and then, the people are watching the stream, and then they join the Discord, and then they start chatting in the Discord. It's fantastic.
I love the whole community. It's great.
Lastly, as everybody knows, I've been talking about the 3090 that Koga's found for me,
Yep.
and it has landed into my computer.
The eagle has landed,
Yep, and
and it's still not
so
as good as my computer. Just saying.
yeah, just saying the
14
benchmarks
points.
prove it. Yep, 14 points. The benchmark, the
Or
benchmark proves
17
it.
or something. Like,
No, I think you were like 1,000 points higher than me. I was like 15.5, and you were like 16.9
oh, okay.
or 16.5. Trust me,
That's mostly due to my processors, though, I think, right?
not for long.
Yeah. Or you got to get a 9.9?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That's
So
excessive.
anyway, I can't not have the best. Anyway,
it's,
so
it's eating away at you.
I will
every
just
day.
say, like, I didn't understand ray tracing,
Okay.
and ray tracing is a game changer. So if you're playing a game that has ray tracing and you don't have a GPU that has ray tracing,
Yeah.
stop what you're doing, stop whatever you're saving for, and save for a GPU that has ray tracing.
Yeah, it's a big difference.
Huge. Like Call of Duty before ray tracing still looks like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. They didn't upgrade the engine at all. Call of Duty with ray tracing, it actually looks like a new game.
Yeah, it looks fantastic.
Like the level of detail is incredible. I kind of want to play Minecraft with the ray tracing.
Yeah, the
just to
lighting
see
in
it.
there is really cool. It's a big difference. I remember
Right.
seeing some of the screenshots of that when they first came out.
Yeah. In SOTOR news, game update 6.2.1 is here, but it's
Or
not
is
here.
it?
So
Dun, dun, dun.
last week, Texas, shout out to all of our Texas friends.
Oh, right. The headquarters is in Texas.
Well, right. So all of our friends in Texas, BioWare, they all lost power. And it's not because their grid went down. It's because they got a New England snowstorm. But in Texas, they feel as if they can't fix it, they shoot it. Where you can't shoot ice.
No, I know.
Like, they don't even have coats in Texas.
I know.
Right?
Well, why would it's Texas?
Exactly. So when a snowstorm hits a state like Texas, it fucks them up. And I saw some of the videos of like pipes bursting and water's just pouring out everywhere out of their ceilings. And they're like, we don't even know what to do. And I'm just like, oh my God, I feel so bad for them because they really have no idea. For me, I'm just like, oh, it's freezing. Shut the water off or turn your faucets on and just let it trickle and your pipes won't freeze. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like in Texas, they don't understand that.
No, they don't have any like knowledge of like cold weather strategies at all.
Right. So the SOTOR launcher,
I'm sure none of their pipes are insulated either. So it's like,
but that's what I'm saying. They don't even have heating systems, I don't think.
Right.
Or maybe they do. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, so the launcher says the game update 6.2.1 has been launched, but it hasn't because BioWare hasn't had electricity.
Right.
So
Right.
they probably been working in their like top secret bunker somewhere else in the country just to keep the game going for these, until they got their power back up and running.
Right.
And in the meantime, you know, I don't know, when the updates actually coming, because okay, so they get their power back, but they're going to have to get their houses back on track before they can just go back to work.
Right.
I'm
Exactly.
sure it's like not just like, oh, we got power back to work tomorrow. I'm sure there's a little bit of like preparation. So it's
Right.
just shout out to those guys. Take your time. The game's not going anywhere right now.
Right. It's all
Um,
good.
right. So they gave us the highlights of the patch notes for it. So basically, they have they're changed the uprisings. So uprisings will now be level sync to level 75, which is max level.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be level 70. So if you were level 75 doing the hardest content, the fight, it was pretty easy then. Now it'll be a little more hard, or it'll be scaled to the level that you are, right?
Right.
So if you're max level, it's going to be based off of max level now. So hopefully, if you haven't yet, excuse me, I was burping. If you haven't played or finished the uprisings, I suggest you do them before they bolster them um, to 75. Now, and I don't know why they would ever do this, story and veteran modes are still available at level 70, where now you have to be level 75 to do the master mode, which is the nightmare mode, which I don't understand that really, because you shouldn't be able to do it until you're 75. But I guess I don't understand. The last thing, a couple things I want to just mention is they've changed the way amplifiers roll. Now, once you get a gold, you can roll for a better gold one, which is the best in slot. And it just costs a lot more credits to do it. Some people think it's worth it. Some people don't. I don't have an opinion. Whatever. Ranked PvP season 13 will be coming to a close as soon as this update comes out. Kogas has like 40 million tokens from this because he's played it like crazy. So he'll have some cool gear. Conquest changes are going to be in where you can't, if you get kicked out of a guild the first week that it's available, you don't get your conquest points. And you can't contribute to a guild. So if you joined a guild today, Nick,
Yep.
and you did conquest, you wouldn't get all those conquest points until the second week you were in the guild, because of the issues that they were having, that guilds were inviting people in, they were getting a ton of conquest points, and then they were just kicking them out and keeping their conquest points. So it's kind of fucked up. Somebody joins a guild and then one day they signed back into the game and then they got kicked out.
Yeah, that's not cool.
It's kind of a dick move, but
Big time.
anybody that can find an exploit will use it.
Of course.
Pretty much everything else is just fixes and blah 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 blah. Oh, wait, one more thing. Oh yeah, more blah blah. And some more fixes. It's a lot of stuff that they fixed, like little bugs. It's nice to see that they've been working on these things to do it. And as I scroll down, boom. Yeah, so we'll look for 6.2.1, and I'm eagerly awaiting this big announcement for what the 10th anniversary it is, because we're coming to March, right? Star Wars Celebration. I don't know when. I would imagine we're going to hear about what they're doing for the 10th anniversary before then. I'm guessing we're going to start hearing something about what's coming in the future of the year. I would imagine. I can't imagine that they're going to keep it too quiet for too long. But I have no idea. In AIE news, Nick. Oh, you okay?
Yep.
Are you okay?
Yes.
Are you okay?
You know when you just inhale your spit the wrong way?
No.
Right as you're about to say something substantial.
No, I don't. But can we try
Anyways,
this again?
yes.
Take 2 in AIE news.
So there's big, huge, and amazing news. Albus, friend of the pod, is the newest officer in AIE. So congratulations.
Whoa. Congratulations, Elvis. And myself, Mal, and Lucy were the ones that got to ask him to do it, twist his arm, tell him he's going to do it. And he accepted. So Albus is now the newest community officer in the AIE Guild.
That's so awesome.
Whoop, whoop.
Congratulations, Albus. That's cool. Also, so if you're listening to this podcast, I need you to open up your calendar and flip on over to a couple weeks from now. It's going to be a Friday in March 12th, because it's Mega on Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern. It's Guild PvP night and Galactic Starfighter, and it's Mega, the monthly epic guild activity.
It's fantastic. It's fantastic. So the guild PvP night. So for the first half of the night, we're going to go to the Rishi Stronghold as a guild, and we'll probably play some hut ball, teach some people who might not know how to play hut ball, and we're going to play some hut ball. Then we'll do some like private matches in the real PvP maps and just play against each other. So it's super casual, non-toxic, awesome AIE fun. And then the second half of the night, Max is going to be teaching everybody how to fly their ships in Galactic Starfighter. I will be flying my ship into asteroids because I can't play that mode, but I will be there with bells on. And don't forget that every Friday night now in SOTOR, the guild is doing something. So check us out and let's have some fun. It works out to be twice a month. You're either going to get Master Mode Flashpoint night, or twice a month you're going to get achievement nights, and then once a month you'll get Mega, and then so there's Friday nights all the time in SOTOR.
And if all this sounds fun to you, go to aie-guild.org, jump in the Discord. If you look on the homepage, it'll be kind of in the top right of the content. There's a little button. Jump in the Discord, ask for a guild invite, and whether or not you play Star Wars: The Old Republic or any of the other games that we play, we would love to have you. And you might catch me streaming some games, because usually when I'm playing Call of Duty, I'll just stream it in the Nomads channel.
What we should do tonight after we process this wonderful podcast is we should get your Streamlabs set up.
That is very true. I'd love to do that. But
first,
first,
it will not take long. Oh wait, but first Nick has to use the bathroom.
Yes, I do. So we'll be right back.
Jeez, Nick, hurry up. We're trying to finish this podcast.
And we're back. So today we're discussing some games that are coming out that we're pretty pumped about, and also some news, some fun and exciting nerdy content. Just some overall things that we're interested in. Marcus, what are we looking at first here?
All right, so do you want to talk Star Wars, or do you want to talk about the other stuff first?
Let's talk about the other stuff first, and we'll circle back.
All right, so first off, I was super excited. We got a Mortal Kombat movie trailer.
Yep. Mortal Kombat.
Do. Yeah. Fight. Fatality. So, friendship. Anyway.
Brutality.
Yeah, brutality. So, immediately when I watched the trailer, I noticed that they're not focusing as much on martial arts as they did in the other movies.
Right.
Which was an interesting plot twist for me, because Mortal Kombat the movies have always been focused on like ultra martial arts.
Yeah.
And it looks to me like they're making this movie like as it's like you're playing the game.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. I'm actually looking forward to it, because I don't expect any this movie to win any awards for like great screenplay and drama and be some crazy masterpiece of cinematography and things like that. I just want to see like references to the games and like fatalities and gore and like just throw. I don't really care much about the plot. I just want like to see like a live action version of the game, basically.
I can't wait to go to the movie theater.
Oh God, I know. Oh, I'll come with
Like,
you.
well, I know it's April 16th. I'm sorry if you are at your house and you're not comfortable with that because of whatever's going on in our world, but I need to do it.
Yeah.
I need a small piece of normalcy in my life.
Hell yeah, yeah.
And if that means me eating the extra large special edition Scorpion Sub-Zero tin
Popcorn.
popcorn with so much butter and salt on it that I don't even taste the popcorn, I'm okay with that.
And you have like diarrhea for 3 days.
I don't care. And my shirt has handprints on it from the oil because I ran out of napkins in the first 3 minutes of the previews. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Or I wait until the movie starts to open up the bag of Sour Patch Kids.
And then you do it as slow as possible. So you crinkle for 5 minutes rather than just one disturbance for 30 seconds.
Yep.
Oh my God. It's so fucking funny. What movie was that? Endgame? I think it was Avengers Endgame, but we went to
And
see.
Rise of Skywalker. Every movie.
You always do that.
You're like, dude, open it before the movie. There's a box for a reason. You open up the package, pour everything in the box, and you're done.
Yeah.
Enough with the bag. And I'm like, I don't think like that.
Yeah.
You're like, get your face out of the bowl of popcorn for a second and open up the package.
Oh, exactly. Just think ahead for like 2 seconds out of the gym, just blah, 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 into the popcorn.
I can't help it.
You eat popcorn like the lobster guy in Futurama.
Yeah, no, for sure I do. It's so good. I love popcorn. I fucking love it. And do you know what Jiffy Pop is?
Yeah.
Like the one that like it comes in like it comes in like a pan.
Yeah.
And like my kids love it. So we'll walk, and of course they hang it in like the aisle at the grocery store. Yeah. So when the kids are with me, they see it and they know, and they make sure they put it in the cart. They don't even ask; they just grab it and put it in the cart. Because I make like this big kabuki dance about how I make it, and I like try to like spin it. And oh yeah, me and kabuki dances, right? But anyway, so also too, what I liked about the trailer is they showed some characters, and there was a lot of blood and a lot of gory shit.
Great.
Which means to me that they're like, look, we're doing this. And that sounds to me like this movie might be rated R.
It's going to be.
Oh, it is. That's confirmed.
Let me look it up as we're talking. Go ahead.
Okay. So, the opening scene, it shows Sub-Zero freezing Jax's arms, which in the games, that's not actually how Jax loses his arms.
Yeah,
but I'm okay with it for the movie because they're making it badass, and they have to build on something in the game,
right?
And I'm sure they can't just have everybody. For me, I think it's cool. I think that it's cool that they're introducing a new character.
Yeah,
and that's not in the game, which is pretty sweet because they'll probably add him to Mortal Kombat 11.
Right.
Something else is, clearly, Mortal Kombat 11 has been big enough for them to say, let's do this again.
Right.
Or they said, look the last Mortal Kombats they did, let's say made $10 million, right?
Yep.
What if we're the only new movie in the movie theater on April 16th?
That's a good point.
We could make $10 million or $20 million just because we're the only new movie. They could be the number one movie in America at that point
because they're like the only one. Yeah, it's a good point.
Right? I don't know when. I think that what's her name, Scarlett Johansson, that Black Widow movie. I kind of feel bad for her because like she's got this movie, and by the time the movie comes out, she'll be like 60.
She's not gonna be 60.
I'm being like dramatic about it, but like that movie was recorded like 3 years ago.
Right. That's true.
You know what I mean? So like by the time the movie comes out, she's not gonna look the same as she did in the movie. You know what I mean? Because I don't care who you are, everybody ages.
Right. Yeah. So I got confirmation it is rated R.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, as it should be. Mortal Kombat should be rated R.
and they're confirming like the guy who played Shang Tsung in the earlier movies is coming back as the old man Shang Tsung, which
Yeah.
is awesome. And I don't know. I'm enjoying the hell out of this. That this is going to be the first movie I go see because I'm going to have zero expectations.
Yeah.
I'm going to have the extra large, supersized tin special edition Sub-Zero Scorpion popcorn tin with extra butter, extra butter, and extra salt in a movie theater sitting next to you, whether me and you are next to each other or 6 feet apart. I don't care.
Yeah. It's
I
it's going to
need
be great.
like that is a perfect goal because it's like 2 months away.
Mm-hmm.
And like to me now, I'm like, okay, 2 months away, like things are going to be better. Let's go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm pretty pumped.
I'm really pumped for it. I didn't even. Yeah, I was pumped for it, and I hadn't even considered the whole like going to a theater thing. I'm really excited.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's gonna be great. So what else you want to talk about?
dude. Okay. Have you heard of the game Van Helm or Hume?
Valheim?
Yeah.
Yes, I have.
Okay. So I have not played it, but there's people everywhere that I know that are addicted to this game.
I know.
They're saying it's like it's a survival game, but it's like Minecraft where you actually like mine.
And like build things.
You build things, but then there's like the Demon Souls or like what are all those really hard games?
Yeah, Dark Souls,
Yeah, Dark Souls, that's it.
Demon Souls
Yeah.
is the first one.
Like, they have that mechanic for like their enemies.
Oh shit, okay.
So like it's really tough and like there's actual bosses and like you actually have to like mine some things and you have to like go to these locations to unlock the first boss and like the first boss is like a deer and you
Wow.
have to like kite it and then run to it, hit it and then run again and I don't know how long it takes but like it actually is the game is actually hard but it's super exploration like Minecraft and I saw a meme it was of Grogu and it was like morning drinking coffee, turning on Valhalla, and he closes his eyes and he blinks essentially, and he's like, "Oh my god, it's 1 a.m. I gotta go to bed." And I was just
Yeah.
like, "Oh my god!" And they're saying it's so true because you could get just like in this little forest, and next thing you know, hours go by because you've just been mining trees.
That's cool.
Yeah, and everybody's telling me to play it. That is not my style of game.
No, it's not really mine either. I like don't like Minecraft. I can appreciate all of these styles of games. It's just not my jam. I don't really like that survival style. I don't really like super tricky like combat like that because I'm usually terrible at it. Like in God of War, there was some of that. It's obviously way more forgiving than Dark Souls, but I'm just not good at like memorizing the patterns and stuff like that. So it's not my jam, but it's a really interesting game that's really popular, and I'm happy that people are enjoying it.
It's like the number one game on Steam. There were like yesterday there was like 325,000 concurrent players playing it.
Holy shit, that's crazy. And it's an early access game.
Right, so it's only going to get better.
Right. That's so cool. 3 million Vikings, yeah. Wow.
Right. So we talked about the zombies in your section.
Yep.
So all I'm going to say here's my question about the zombies new mode that I forgot to ask you earlier.
Okay.
Do you jump out of an airplane to land or does it just spawn you in the map?
No, I think there's an animation of you like getting off of a helicopter and then you're on the ground already. You don't
so you haven't played this yet.
No, I just it came out at 3 a.m. today. I went to work and I downloaded it before we started playing. But I watched while I was eating dinner. I watched like some gameplay of somebody playing it for the first time. But
I see.
but basically, so like if you jump off the top of a building, you can climb up to buildings like you would in Warzone. But if you jump off, you can use a parachute. So like that's the scale of the map. It's humongous. The maps plural, but you don't like jump in and like choose where you're landing like you do in Warzone. Does that make sense?
Yes.
You just like so you essentially spawn in like to a fixed spot.
I see.
I want to say the map is like 400 or 500 meters across, and there's 3 of them. So like you start in, I don't know if it changes which one you start at each time, but you start in one, and then you accomplish your objective for the plot, and then you warp to the next one, and then you warp to the next one.
I'm
And then-
sure it's RNG where you land.
Yeah, that's probably true. Because and then the Pack-a-Punch and the like the vending machine with the perk sodas and stuff like that are.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're in fixed spots or different spots every time, but
You'll find out tonight.
yeah, I'll have a full report next episode.
Okay, so the game I'm super excited for that I actually downloaded the demo, and after we're done recording, I am going to start playing.
Yeah.
The game is called Outriders. So it's a Destiny-style loot shooter.
Yep, we talked about it a little bit, I think, from Square Enix.
Yep. But I've watched some videos on it. This game focuses on story. So I don't know how long the story is, but I heard the story is really long. And this game is not doing season passes.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, they're saying this is the game. These are the raids or whatever they're doing at the end. These are the dungeons. Everything is what it is.
Yeah.
You're not going to get new content until we make another expansion.
Wow.
Basically, they're like, this is the game. We're not doing season passes. You're getting everything all at once,
Right.
which I think is a nice
philosophy, kind of.
Well, and a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
Because if you play a game and it has a season pass and the game launches and they're already talking about the next content drop on day one, coming soon in 6 weeks, the next story beat. You're like, well, that was supposed to be in the regular game, and you guys just cut it short because you want to charge somebody $15 for the next piece. You know what I mean? Where Outriders is like, nope, fuck that.
Mm-hmm.
We are, the demo is 3 hours minimum long. So the story piece is 3 hours long. That's the demo. You're playing the opening prologue to the entire game.
Wow.
And your progress is being saved. So if you buy the new game and you beat the first section, you just start off wherever you left off.
Oh, that's cool.
That's awesome.
That is really awesome.
So if you want to play Outriders and you want to try it, and then you try all 3 classes or all 4 classes of characters, you can try it. And then by the day one, you can be like, oh, great, I want to be the tank or I want to be the assassin. And you know it already, and you've already progressed through the story.
Yeah, through, first 10, however many levels or whatever that's sweet that you can just pick up where you left off.
I don't know who's done that before, but I mean, Square Enix makes really good games.
Yeah, Square Enix is legit. They make some fantastic games. I think they also made Bulletstorm, which was kind of a cool game too.
Yep. They say it's the action of Bulletstorm.
That's sweet. Combined with the story of like a Final Fantasy or something like that.
That's my guess. I'm not sure. That's why I'm really excited for it. Like I said, I downloaded the trailer, and I am excited to dive in, and I'm going to give it a whirl tonight.
Looking forward to your full report.
Yes, incoming. So the last thing I want to talk about, some Star Wars news, or sorry, I'm so selfish.
We know.
Now that EA has officially lost their exclusivity license.
Yep.
We're starting to see more news on Star Wars games.
Mm-hmm.
So at Nintendo Direct last week, which is Nintendo's conference for all their Nintendo stuff, there was a trailer for a game called Star Wars. Oh, what was it?
Hunters.
Yes, that's it. And it was just a short trailer, and it looked like you were in Jabba's palace, and it showed some holograms of
different warriors.
a Jedi,
a Sith-looking person,
a stormtrooper,
a Mandalorian.
Yeah, and a Wookiee.
Yep.
So, and then the gates opened, and it was an arena. Mm-hmm. So it looks to me like it's going to be an arena shooter.
That sounds cool.
And it says it's coming out for mobile and the Switch.
That'd be a fun game to just hop into and play.
Yeah. So a couple concerns I have right out of the gate is a lot of mobile games are not only are they pay to win, they're pay to play.
Oh yeah.
So what
the
happens is
microtransaction, you get
right.
level capped out at a certain point.
Yeah, you get level capped, or okay, you've gotten to level 20. You need to rest now for 3 hours before you can play again, or you can buy these health packs and recharge your health right now for $5 and keep playing the game right now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I hope it doesn't turn out like that, but that is pretty much the mobile
formula.
Yeah. It's just a money grab.
Right.
But I'm intrigued. Listen, I'm excited for all the Star Wars games that are coming. And I welcome these little games like this because it's only going to make all the rest of the games better.
Yeah, because the better that like a little game like this does, it pushes and puts pressure on like when you have like a AAA title come out.
Right.
You know?
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
And then the last one, the trailer just got released.
Like yesterday, I think.
Yeah, for Star Wars Republic Commando. Shout out to Veneros. He pointed it out on my stream. He asked me if I saw it, and I pulled it right up.
Yeah.
So, again,
this is like an HD retexturing of a 2005 game, I believe.
Yes, and for me, cool. Am I gonna get it? Probably not.
Yeah, but I like seeing like that they're pumping up some old Lucas Arts games and things like that, just to like, I don't know, get you interested. Like, hey, remember, like we can do stuff that's not just Battlefront or not just the EA titles. Like, there's some more like styles of games that we can do with Star Wars, the Star Wars universe, which is interesting to me.
Right. I kind of feel like Battlefront 2 got the raw end of the stick.
Yeah.
And now there's so many people playing the game and there's no active
like development for it. Yeah.
Like the game is huge right now.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that at whatever the next Star Wars event where they're going to release, I really hope they say that they're making Battlefront 3.
I hope so too. And then if they do stuff with other studios, great. I hope they do that. But I hope they make a Battlefront 3 and do other stuff,
Yes, that's exactly right. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say you can never go wrong with more Star Wars content.
No, but the recycled, I don't know. I guess if you're listening to the show, shoot me a message in the Discord or on Twitter, or just find a way to get a hold of me. Because I'd really like to know, are you excited for the remake of Republic Commando? Because that was my prime time of gaming in 2005. Well, kind of, not really.
Oh, I was gonna say it depends. It's a different style of game.
But like I played the game back in the day, but for me, I guess I don't want to see old games redone. I'd rather see more Star Wars Hunters games than a reskin of another game.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And when I first saw that they were making Republic Commando, I thought it was going to be a brand new game. Like even if it was a remake,
yeah,
but like in 3090 graphics,
right.
I'm down.
Right. Me
but
too.
I'm just like, I don't need to play the same game I played
in 2005 with like HD textures and that's it. Or not even. I think it's like the same textures. It's just like the pixels are higher count or something.
Right.
Because it still looks like it's from 2005. It's just in HD rather than like 480 or whatever it was back then.
Right. Exactly. All right. I have one more thing, and it's not on the list, and it's because it just popped
into your brain.
Yep. So I just want to say rip to Anthem.
Officially.
So yesterday we got the news from Casey so-and-so, the head of BioWare Austin, or EA, I don't know, basically said that they have decided to end the complete development of Anthem. Yeah.
Rip.
Yeah, well, okay, I see it from two sides, and this is a no direct attack on the developers who were trying to fix the game because they don't control.
Right.
They've been giving updates about what they've been changing about the game, and they're trying to make it more like Destiny, and I get it, right? I get it. Here's the problem. They've been doing it for 7 months, like working on this new and improved Anthem Plus.
Right.
And for me, that 7 months could have gone into Star Wars The Old Republic, the new Dragon Age game, or maybe the new Mass Effect. Right?
Something more productive.
Something more productive, because deep down, we all knew that game was going to get canceled.
Yeah.
And now begs the question of, what does BioWare Austin have on their plate right now? SOTOR. They, as far as we know, they're working on Dragon Age 4, which I've never played any of the Dragon Age games. I hear they're amazing, but I just have never.
Yeah.
There's been a couple like teases that they're making another Mass Effect game. I mean, why wouldn't they? But what else are they doing? Is this the beginning of the end? And I'm not saying it is. Maybe I don't know enough to say this is the end, but it really makes you think, like, what is their end game?
Right.
Because if they're shutting down the game that most of their staff was working on to try to fix.
Yeah, what are they diverting that staff to?
Correct. And I mean, they're not going to tell us anything, but clearly there's a reason for it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And is it because this Outriders game is coming out and they know that they're too late on the loot shooter genre and cut their losses now before they release the game and nobody plays it again?
Right.
And they throw another, $30 million away or $50 million away on it?
Right.
But I do feel bad for the player. There are people that still play the game, and they say they're going to keep their servers open, but now it's over.
Right. Yeah, it's the beginning of the end, for sure.
I mean, when I bought the game, I bought the digital deluxe Super Duty copy of it because I wanted to support BioWare. I could give a shit about the Anthem game.
Right.
I did it to support the studio, because if Anthem did good, that means SOTOR would have done good.
Yeah, because it's all the same studio. It's in the BioWare family.
That's right. So what are your thoughts on a game like that being canceled after going for round 2?
Yeah, I mean, I 100% agree. You should just cut your losses and be done with it. But it's like that psychological phenomenon, sunk cost fallacy. Like, just because it was a lot, you spent a lot of time on something doesn't mean it's worth it going forward. You know what I mean? It's it's not going to work. People aren't going to play it, and they're going to get people to come back to Anthem. So you might as well just divert your resources elsewhere to be more productive. Consider your losses and move on.
Yeah,
that's my opinion on it. But I hope that they're doing something with, maybe they're putting those resources into aren't they making a Mass Effect trilogy combo that's like remastered?
Yep.
Do that, or do something crazy for Star Wars: The Old Republic. Just saying, wink, nudge. Something like that. Divert the resources to something more productive and cool that we would enjoy.
I really hope for SOTOR's case, like, the 10-year thing has to be big for the game, because if not, I don't see
the lifespan of it.
Yeah, because they can't keep doing content droughts the way they do. You'll have your core players, but you know what I mean?
Right.
But did you hear about the Mass Effect thing?
Well, what about it?
So they're remaking the trilogy. They said that Mass Effect 1 is the most drastic difference because obviously that one has it's the oldest, and that one looked terrible. Next, like Mass Effect 2 looks like it's like a ray tracing game, and Mass Effect 1 looks like Minecraft.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In comparison to each other. So I'm eager to play the first one at least. Here's my deterrence, and I feel like I'm being negative today, and I don't want to be. They're cutting out all of the butt scenes from Miranda in Mass Effect 2, and I was like, wait, what?
What?
Or the Tali scenes. Yeah, they're cutting out all the butt scenes. Like they're
Why?
taking out all those intimate moments. I don't know. BioWare's woke.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
You should be able to bang all the crew members.
Well, no, you still can, but they're cutting out all of those like provocative scenes.
Oh, well, whatever. Who
What do you
cares?
mean? That's terrible. It's in the original game. Keep it.
That's what I mean. Like, why is it worth taking the time to cut out? Just that's stupid. It's part of the game. It's a look into the age in which the game, came out originally.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's
But
stupid.
yeah, but either way, I'm no joke again. I'm going to buy it to support BioWare.
Yeah, me too. Well, and I really like Mass Effect, so I probably would have bought it anyway. But
yeah, I loved number 2. Number 3 was good. I think I liked the combat in number 2 better than I did in number 3.
yeah, number 2 felt more like
Its own thing.
Its own thing, and like an RPG kind of. Mass Effect 3 was more. I mean, they're all like action, sort of exploration-y sort of games with like a light RPG element. But Mass Effect 2 felt more like, I don't know. It felt. I agree. There's something like commercialized or like shallower about Mass Effect 3, and I can't quite put my finger on it.
Well, right. So Mass Effect 3 had more RPG elements than 2, but Mass Effect 2's combat was like no. Mass Effect 3's combat was very Gears of War-esque.
Yeah.
Where Mass Effect 2 is it's a duck and cover system. You want to roll out, you can, but you're not hopping over benches and shooting while you're doing it like you're playing Gears of War.
Right. Yeah.
But we want the butt scenes.
What are you guys talking about in here?
Find out next episode of
Working Class Nerds.